Oh boy. Well, fuck. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Next video I'm going to be talking about TBS. I already announced that I was going to talk about TBS in a future video. Oh boy. We're going to talk about, fucking TBS. Which you already know this is now owned by, Discovery, which is now called Warner Discovery. Let's just say after TBS got bought out, let's just say, I don't really know. I guess, TBS, well, it was good back then, obviously. It was nothing special, You probably after, a couple of years later, nobody talks about TBS. Nobody gives a fuck about TBS. Sure, they could talk about the others, ABC or CBS or NBC or even HBO. No one even gives a shit about TBS, obviously. This is just the same network that, that does nothing but fucking American Dad reruns. They've been doing it ever since, 2015, after, they got American Dad, and the show became mediocre. Okay, look, say what you will about, Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network, obviously. Nickelodeon, why, say what you will about Nickelodeon, how, they just, boot their shows under the Nicktoons graveyard because they're not as popular as SpongeBob. Here's the fucking thing, though. SpongeBob is Nickelodeon's creation, obviously. Of course, the other Nicktoons. Same with Cartoon Network. Their original cartoons are their original creations. That's the difference here with TBS, obviously. American Dad, it's not TBS's property. It's not. It doesn't fucking belong there. There's nothing to say about TBS except they're just fucking stingy, obviously. Not American Dad. Family Guy already left Adult Swim and TBS last year, and Bob's Burgers is gonna leave TBS and Adult Swim fucking very soon, leaving American Dad the only fucking thing they have. Because TBS doesn't have faith in their other fucking crap that they have. All with their, stupid shitty ass Wipeout reboot. Which, like I say, the Wipeout reboot fucking sucked, obviously. I already watched half of it and I just couldn't get into it. I just gave up. The closest things, I'd say, to a reboot of Wipeout are Holy Moly and Frogger. Those are way better attempts of rebooting Wipeout than their own reboot of Wipeout. Overall, what the fuck else am I supposed to say about TBS, obviously? There's nothing else to say about them. There's nothing to care about them. You already expected me, to get, mad or angry or something. Or, rage. But no, I just have to do this in a very calm voice, obviously. TBS, that's just the problem. They just, have their problems. I just think they're just no longer relevant. There's not enough fucking room for them anymore. They're not fucking relevant. That's all I have to say. They've now become so irrelevant for, they've been irrelevant for, almost 7 years now. Now, the Warner Discovery merger that already happened, and now it's stuff like HBO Max. TBS is already having a hard time, to get back in the game, obviously. There's not enough room for them. By this point, they're just gonna be known as a zombie channel like Boomerang is now. That's what I have to say about TBS. It's just, a zombie channel, obviously. Oh, this is not hate, alright? I don't hate TBS, obviously. This was a mild rant, after all. It's just that I don't have anything else to say about them. If they want to be good again, if they want to do something right, they should just do something different, obviously. Try to come up with their own, shows. Their own, and just not rely on, American Dad, obviously. That's what I have to say. That's where I stand. So you may be wondering what my next video is going to be about. Well, you'll see